Dear class 10, we'll start a new chapter. That is chapter number 10, the nervous system. Okay, the nervous system. Uh, the nervous system, as you all know, that consists of the brain, okay, the spinal cord, nerves, and the different sense organs. All right, that is your nervous system. And its function is to control and coordinate all other systems that are in the body. Okay, we have got different systems there in the body. We have got digestive system, we have got respiratory system, excretory system, reproductive system, many others. Okay, and all the systems have their own parts, have their own organs, and their own functions. Okay, and all these systems need to work in coordination. Okay, and this coordination is controlled, is maintained by this nervous system. Okay, so that means all the systems need to be working together. They are not independent. They are all, interrelated. When all the systems work together in coordination, then only the body which is consisted of those systems, can function normally. Okay, can behave normally. Otherwise, the body acts abnormally. Okay, so this is what you see as the function being done by the nervous system. That means the function of nervous system is to control and coordinate all other systems. All right, so in case of human beings, we have got two systems, not only the nervous system, but we also have the another system called endocrine system. We also have got the endocrine system. Okay, so this endocrine systems and the nervous systems together maintain the coordination of all other systems. That means these are the two systems which coordinate and control all other systems. Okay, so there are two kinds of coordination. Okay, one is nervous coordination. All right, coordination. Okay, there are two kinds of coordination, that is nervous coordination and the other one is your chemical coordination. Nervous coordination and chemical coordination. So coordination done by the nervous system is called nervous coordination, in which what happens is that, let us take an example. See, when you are hungry, okay, when you are hungry, then why you are hungry is that your stomach is empty now, your alimentary canal is empty now, there is no food which you are, and the food which you have eaten is all digested. So that emptiness of the alimentary canal or the stomach, okay, the message of the emptiness of the stomach or alimentary canal is sent to your nervous system through the through the nerves or through the nerves, in fact. All right, then when it is perceived there in the brain, then the brain will know that there is no food inside. So then brain will make a decision now that you need to take something, you need to eat something. So that message will go to your effector organs. It will go to your muscles of your limbs, your hind limbs and your hind limbs and your forelimbs. The message will go there. Then these limbs make you go to the kitchen where the food is there. Then your hands are ordered. Your muscles of the hands are ordered by your brain to serve the food for you. Then the food is eaten. Then the food is served, then you will eat the food. So once you eat it, then again it will go to your digestive system where it is digested. So once it is digested, so that means digested means it is now in the digestive system, your digestive system is involved here now. Okay, then after the digestion, the digested food is now absorbed by the blood and transport it to the different cells, which means there again your circulatory system is involved. So after taking the food to the cell, there in the cell, the food is further acted upon by oxygen to release energy, which means your respiratory system is involved there again. So this is how you see the coordination being done by your nervous system, and this is called your nervous coordination. So another system is there, or another coordination is there, which is done by some chemical substance there in the body. So which chemical substance are we talking about here is your hormones. What is that? Hormones. Your hormones. Okay, hormones. So the system where you find the hormones being produced from the endocrine gland is called endocrine system. So these hormones also coordinates the system there in the body. For example, you are chased by a bull. Okay, a very ferocious bull is there coming towards you. It seems that is going to attack you. So that time what you do is that you will not know that how fast you will run away from the situation. Okay, that time from where that much energy comes in you and saves you, taking you to the safe place, you do not know. That time your brain doesn't work. Okay, so that time your hormone, your chemicals produced from the endocrine glands function, coordinates the other systems there and take you to the safe place. Okay, so that time the huge amount of energy is produced there in the muscles, and your muscles become very strong enough to make you run away with that high speed so that you are safe. So after reaching the safe place only, you will know that how fast you run away from that situation. Okay, so this is all because of the chemical coordination. Okay, that means we have got two systems out here to coordinate all the systems there in the body. So they are nervous system and chemical endocrine systems. Okay, so now here in this chapter we are talking about the nervous system. Now, why nervous system? Why do we need nervous system? Okay, we need nervous system for various purposes. Number one, as I've told you, that it keeps us informed about what is happening outside and what is happening inside. All right, so when you wake up in the morning and you are ready to go to the school, so that time you look outside. When it is about to rain, then you will be prepared, so you carry the umbrella. So in the same way, if it is a sunny day, then you will prepare accordingly. It's all because of the nervous system. So your nervous system will collect the information through your sense organs and make you ready to face the situation. In the same way, what is happening inside, so that information is also controlled by your nervous system. And nervous system makes us able to think, remember, okay, analyze. All right, and this nervous system also controls the voluntary and involuntary activities there in the bodies. So we have got two kinds of activities there in the bodies. So they are voluntary and involuntary. So voluntary means those activities which are under our control, like jumping, writing, reading. These are all at our will. If we want, we do it. If we don't, we don't. Okay, so that means they are voluntary. So even these voluntary activities are controlled by your nervous system. The other one is your involuntary activities. There are many activities which are inside our body, not at our will, which keeps on going on. They're inside, spontaneously. So these are involuntary activities, like you see the digestion of food, all right, your heartbeat. So these are the formation of urine. These are the involuntary activities, and these are also controlled by your nervous system. So we need nervous system for all these purposes. Okay, and this nervous system, as I've told you, you see being consisted of these different organs, as I've told you, your brain, your spinal cord, your nerves, your sense organs, and these organs are formed of a special kind of cell. Okay, a special kind of cell called neuron. It is called what? Neuron. A special type of cell which is called neuron or nerve cell. Neuron or nerve cell. Okay, so neuron or nerve cell is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, what is neuron or what is nerve cell? So nerve cell is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, now we'll see the structure of neuron or the nerve cell. As I've told you, it is the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, so this cell is a special type of cell, and it is different from other type of cells because this cell doesn't take part in the cell division. Okay, it doesn't take part in the cell division. So other cells you find there in the body can take part there in the division, but this cell doesn't take part in the division, so that whatever number of the neuron we have during our birth will remain the same. Okay, will remain the same number till our death. That means if by any chance, by any accidents, if the neuron is not lost, the same number will be there in the body till our death. Okay, right from the birth. Okay, that means this cell doesn't take part there in the division, unlike the other cells. So why it is? This is mainly because of lacking the centrosome here in the cell. Okay, we are talking about the animal cell here. Your neuron is an animal cell. Alright, so animal cell should be having a cell organelle called centrosome. Okay, which takes part there in the division. But though this cell being an animal cell lacks that centrosome, so that this cell doesn't take part there in the division. Please remember this peculiar character the cell has. Okay, so as I've told you, it is the structural and functional unit of nervous system, and why I'm repeating is that this is very important from your examinations point of view. So you need to know the definition of this cell, structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, see, this cell has got mainly three parts. They are cell body, okay, then dendrons, okay, then axons, cell body, dendron and axon. Okay, these are the main three parts of the cell. So this is the cell body which you see out here, the expanded part of this cell. So it is your cell body. So this cell body contains the cell organelles, like you see cytoplasm there, nucleus you can see clearly out here. All right, then some other your cell organelles are also present, except the, as I've told you, centrosome, because of which only this cell doesn't take part there in the division, so it lacks centrosome. Beside this, there are other cell organelles as well in this cell, especially in the cell body. You can see the nasal bodies out here. Okay, all those nasal bodies are nasal granules. Nasal granules are also present out here. This is your nasal granule, which is shown there in the book also. Okay, nasal granule. Then you find the branches. You find the branches originated from this cell body. So these branches which you see out here, here you see, so they are all called dendrons. They are all called what? Dendrons, and these dendrons are further branched out into fine branches called dendrites. Dendrons and dendrites. Okay, so like that. So this is a part of your cell only originated from the cell body. Okay, then the another part of this cell is your axon, which is a long process of this cell body, which is originated from one of the regions, one of the parts of this cell body itself, which is called axon, which is a long process here. Okay, you can see out here these are part called axon. Okay, then this axon is covered by a white cover. Okay, is covered by a white cover called myelin sheath. As you see out here, myelin sheath, M-Y-E-L-I-N, myelin sheath. Okay, myelin sheath is a white cover covering this axon, and this myelin sheath is further covered by a thin membrane called neurilemma. Okay, neurilemma, which you can see out here, neurilemma, N-E-U-R-I-L-E-M-M-A, neurilemma. So that's a thin cover covering the myelin sheath. Okay, please don't get confused out here. So here again you can see the nucleus present here also. Okay, then this your myelin sheath is not continuous here. Okay, in between you can see being constricted, being broken up. Okay, so this region where it is constricted or broken up is called knot of Ranvier. It's knot of what? Ranvier. So these are the different parts you can see there in the axon, and at the end this your nerve cell ends, and that ending part of this nerve cell is called axon endings. It's called what? Axon endings. Okay, so this axon endings sometimes contain some bulbs, small round bulbs are there, and these round bulbs contain a kind of chemical in it which is called neurotransmitter. That's called what? Neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter. Okay, it's called what? Neurotransmitter. So that is a kind of chemical present in the bulb of this axon endings. Okay, in some cases sometimes you see kind of branch is originated from from some sides of the axon. So this axon, from some region of this axon, sometimes a kind of branch is also originated, and that branch is called collaterals. So what? Collaterals. Collaterals. Okay, so these are all about your what do you call it, your nerve cell or your neuron. Okay, so how do these different parts function out here? What are their functions? Now see, so these are the cells. As I've told you, structural and functional unit of nervous system. So when a kind of change, okay, is to be transmitted to the brain, that time first these regions of the neuron called dendrites receive the impulses. Okay, receive the impulses, and these impulses are transmitted to the cell body, and from cell body it goes to the axon. Okay, it goes to the axon, and from axon to the axon endings where that neurotransmitter is there. Okay, so from there it goes to another neuron, and from that neuron in the same way dendrites to your cell body to axon, and from axon to another neuron. So that way from one neuron to another neuron, from that neuron to another neuron. So that way number of neurons are there involved that way. So that way the impulse passes on from one neuron to other neuron, and finally reaches the spinal cord, and from spinal cord to the brain. This is how the the different impulses are transmitted to the brain, from brain to the effector organs. So this is all done by this neuron itself. Okay, and this is one neuron that we are talking about. There are a number of neurons I've told you. So when it has to pass on the impulses, that time it goes that way, as I've told you, from one neuron to another neuron, like this here. That's the neuron here. So that way, so it goes. So from this, the impulses are passed on to this what you call this another nerve cell. So that way again it goes to the axon, and from axon again it goes to another neuron. So that way from one neuron to another neuron, and there is a small junctional point between these two neurons. Suppose this one neuron and another neuron is here. So here is a junctional point between these two neurons. Actually they are not connected. There is no any cytoplasmic connection out between these two neurons, but there is a small gap where these two neurons are almost joined. It's not exactly joined, but it looks like they are joined. Okay, but there is no cytoplasmic connection. So that gap, okay, that gap or this junctional point between these two neurons is called synapse. S-Y-N-A-P-S-E, synapse. Okay, so this synapse is the junctional point between these two neurons. So finally, via this synapse, the impulse from one neuron goes to another neuron. Okay, so this is what we have there in the syllabus. Okay, so this is all about your the structure of your neuron, which is called the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Today we'll do only this much, and we'll continue in the next session. Thank you very much.